Ice Arena in Mendota Heights, Minnesota, as the 12-1-1 Hermantown Hoxie consensus #2 team in Class A hockey make the trek down to visit the St. Thomas Academy Cadets, coming in at 11-5, number 11 AA in the YHH staff rankings. Will Peterson here on the call in what should be a good one. The visitors Hermantown coming off a thriller 3-2 win last night over Moorhead. Junior defenseman Will Esterbrook scored the game-winning goal with 10 seconds remaining as the Hawks improved to 12-1-1 big-time win over a AA power on the other side. St. Thomas Academy coming off a 5-0 win over South St. Paul. Point night, freshman forward Cole Bronshausen, who's been dressing varsity as of late, got his first career goal. Solid top to bottom showing all around. STA after starting 7-0, they're 4-5 since then. Something to watch here today as they look to get some offense going. They're 11-0 when they score 3 or more goals, 0-5 when they fail to score 3. We're going to send you downstairs to legendary public address announcer Dave Wright for the starting lineups, national anthem. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Youth Hockey Hub. And the pregame festivities have concluded. We're just moments away from 51 minutes of high school hockey here in Mendota Heights. The visiting Hermantown Hawks will skate from left to right on your television set, wearing their road navies with the white numbers and gold trim. In goal today, senior number 31, Garen Upsall. Last night, junior Dane Calloway made the start and played phenomenally, but Coach Andrews still not ready to commit to a full-time starting goaltender. Upsall has started 8 games. He is 7-0-1. 1.23 goals against, 930 save percentage, still holds 2 MSHSL state records in both shutouts and total consecutive shutout minutes. On the other side, St. Thomas Academy, the home team, will skate from right to left on your television screen, wearing their home whites with the blue trim white numbering. Navy Breezer covers as well. In goal for them, sophomore number 1, Cody Neeson. Another timeshare for St. Thomas Academy in goal this year. Neeson, 4-3, 200 goals against, 899 save percentage, and a shutout. Hermantown's top line, or top unit, I should say, will stay the same as it has all year. Esterbrooks and Peterson back at D. The Kalpanins and Carlson up front. On the other side for STA, Dietz is paired with Patch Cronin on defense, and the forwards, Zach Howard, Max Candon, Cole Bronshausen. Matt Kalpanen and Zach Howard come together on the draw, and we are underway as Peterson takes on the forehand. Rink wides it to Carlson, who takes a hit as he sends it in. Played behind the cage of Neeson to the near side now. Held in the corner there by Josh Kalpanen, battling for it with Zach Howard. Puck finally comes free near the point, goes through the wickets of Peterson. It's tipped, so icing is waived. It'll be taken in the corner on the backhand by Esterbrooks. Wears a hit, gets it to Peterson now. Matt Kalpanen comes in to crash, and now here's Peterson leading it out. Tried to find Josh Kalpanen, goes too far. It'll be icing. Our first stoppage, 16:24 to go. Hermantown 0, St. Thomas Academy 0 on the Youth Hockey Hub. Again, Upsall gets the start in goal today. Just one high school loss for him came in his sophomore year at the IRA Civic Center. St. Thomas Academy looks to add to that today as Kickoff takes it behind. Wheels it into the corner, taken at the point now and sent on. That time it was Will Doshin. Check that, actually. It was Burns from the point. Now near the Hawks bench, River Freeman takes it. Working his way through, wears a hit, gets it for Cade Kohansky into the slot, lost out. And it's taken on the forehand by Savino, plays it to the corner, back to the point for Nelson. Long shot, blocker save made. Neeson plays it up into the netting. First shot on goal for either side here today. 15:56 to go, we pause. STA again, after starting 7-0, they have been 4-5 since then. Credit some of that to an increased strength of schedule down the stretch, but the Cadets not playing their best hockey as of late. Wheeling it up top, here's Kohansky from a sharp angle, kind of fanned on it. Now he'll work it behind, pressure behind from the sophomore defenseman Faith. A very young blue line this year for St. Thomas Academy. 3 sophomore defensemen, 1 junior, only 2 upperclassmen on that blue line. Played with the hand and now taken by Faith. Gets to the far side for Doshin. He's going to send this one the distance. Icing is called, 15:28. Plenty of high-end talent on both sides here today for the Hermantown. Wyatt Carlson with the Kalpanins. And, of course, can't forget about Penn State commit Dallas View on that second line. On the other side, Tommy Cronin committed to Colgate. He has 30 points in 16 games. Will join last year's senior class member Max Nagel, who missed his entire senior year after suffering a torn Achilles during preseason activities. Now he's skating with the Madison Capitals of USHL. Here's Evian at center. Sends it on. It's steered into the corner by Dietz. Evian will crash on that one again. Taken at the blue line by Zach Howard, who brings it out. Sends this one in. Upsall tries to play it behind. Comes to the near side for Candon, who's held there by George Peterson. Now here's Skyda and Bronshausen going at it in the corner. Peterson, the captain, takes it on the forehand. Stretch pass off the skate of Evian, who will flip this one nicely off the high glass. Evan Gunderson's up on it along with Patch Cronin. Now it's taken on the near side by Zach Howard. Over the line, loses out to Peterson, taken at center by Evan Gunderson, goes knee-to-knee with Zavarol. Now it's into the Cadets' end. Here's Zavarol on the forehand, centers it for Kickoff, who couldn't control. Josh Kalpanen briefly with control. Now it's rimmed back around to the near side. Neither side really able to set much up, as now here's a shot from the point by Savino. Upsall saw it all the way, gloves it down. 14:22 to go. We are scoreless on the Youth Hockey Hub. St. Thomas Academy now under the tutelage of Mike Randolph, the longtime Duluth East bench boss, who was let go following the 2020-2021 season. And after 1 year serving as an assistant on the St. Thomas Academy staff under Coach Eigner, he has taken over head duties here for the Cadets. Taken behind the cage now by Nelson. To the near side, Josh Kalpanen gets it out of the zone. Now here's a 2-on-1 look for the Hawks. Matt Kalpanen's got Carlson with it, feeds it across, and he saved that one with his mask. Cody Neeson Good positioning on that one. Wyatt Carlson tried to beat him up high. Neeson makes the save. 13:55 to go. Best scoring chance on either side so far here today. We are scoreless. Hermantown still without the services of sophomore defenseman Henry Peterson. Suffered a broken collarbone early January against Rosemont. They're hoping to have him back for the section playoff run, maybe come state time. Taken on the far side now by Swenson. Plays it at his feet. Now here's Sunbaum. Scored the game-tying goal last night against Moorhead. Rocco Erickson plays this one in front. Neeson will slide out to cover that one up before anything further can't be done. 13:39, another offensive zone draw for the Hawks. St. Thomas Academy playing in the Metro East Conference will see one of the better schedules in the state. They haven't lost to a team outside of the top 10 this year. They've lost to Edina twice, Build St. Margaret's, Cretin-Durham Hall, as well as Class A Matamidi, but many would contend that Matamidi would have a chance at making state even in Double A. The top guys in Single A this year, really, really strong programs. Over the line, here's Tommy Cronin trying to center, finds Zavarol. Now it's played to the near side by Cade Kohansky. Now here's View. Over the line, just barely onside, plays down the forehand, tries to send it on. It's deflected into the corner by Dietz. And taking it there is Patch Cronin, younger brother of Tommy. Now speaking of Cronin, here is Tommy. Over the line, and they're just going to barely be offside. Lucas Kickoff, the senior, got a little too excited there. 13:06, neutral zone draw. Just the second regular season meeting of all time between these two sides. The first one came last year, February 12th, 2022, was a 6-3 win for Hermantown. 4 points each for the since departed Zam Plant and Max Plant. And all three cadet scorers graduated. Now here's Ford Skyda breaking in, gets it in front for Evian. Point blank chance, and he was held up on the play. And that is going to be our game's first penalty. Interference is the call. The offending party is going to be Mario Savino. 2 minutes interference, 12:55 to go. Makes the time of the penalty 4:05. My basic arithmetic serves me correctly. Savino of STA for interference at 4:05. Savino will serve his team-leading 28th and 29th penalty minutes of the year. To the point, to the near side, here's View. Down low, Kohansky. Cade Kohansky, just his third game back since a wrist injury. Near side dot, Kohansky takes it, battling for it with Kurtz. Rim to the far side, Patch Cronin in with Peterson. 12:34 to go now. Here's Kohansky behind, so dangerous when you give him time, a crafty playmaker. To the point, Esterbrook's now near side View. A stingy St. Thomas Academy penalty kill. They won't let you get much inside, forcing everything to the perimeter, kind of playing that diamond type defense. Kohansky gives for View, long shot, stick save, rebound chance, and Kohansky almost put it past Neeson, but a good sliding save by the sophomore to smother that one. 12:10 to go here in the first. Minute 16 remaining on the Mario Savino interference minor. Shots 5-0 in favor of Hermantown. We're tied at 0. St. Thomas Academy 82.6% on the year on the penalty kill. 2 shorthanded goals. Hermantown's power play at 25.6%. Far side now, dropping it down low. Here's View behind. Has Carlson out front, plays it to the point for Esterbrook's. Last night's hero against Moorhead. Now here's Peterson down low for Kohansky. One-time look Carlson, and another save made by Neeson. Really good look that time on the far side by Kohansky to feed Carlson, who actually broke his stick in the process. Now he's going to go to the bench for a new one. As Henry Peterson grabs it for him, a point-blank chance in the slot for Wyatt Carlson. Looked like he got a pretty good shot off, but the stick evidently snapped off in his head. 11:54, 1 minute remaining on the Hawks' power play. Now here's View off the draw, sending this one on. It's blocked in front by Camden. Played out into neutral ice now. View over the line, but briefly lost out to Camden, who sends this one down. Upsall will settle this one behind. Hasn't seen a shot on goal yet as the Hawks' offense has been buzzing. Now here's View coming through on the swing. Dallas View through neutral ice and into the zone. Full head of steam on the far side. Lost it briefly on the forehand. Now he's being pressured behind. Jake Faith takes it, will send this one the distance. 11:20 to go now here in the first, 24 seconds left on the numerical superiority for the Hawks. One final push on the man advantage. View collects, will break this one out into neutral ice, gives to the near side Peterson. Sends this one into the zone, pressure from Tommy Kurtz. Faith will take it behind with pressure from Carlson. Now here's Cade Kohansky on the forehand. 3 seconds left. To the point, Estabrooks. Now here's View. St. Thomas at full strength. Now here's a rink wide. Almost found George Peterson on the back door. Fanned on it. Comes free near side corner. Hermantown now 0 for 1 on the power play here today. Taken behind by Cubis. A little miscommunication there with Faith. This one's played out to center and will go the distance, but not far enough for icing as River Freeman slowed up on that one. Freeman battling with Cheney. Now near the Hawks bench, taken from the point by Dietz. Kickoffel will battle for it behind with George Peterson. Back to the point for Patch Cronin. Kickoffel down low now, finds Cubis. On the far side, Dietz. 10:15 to go here in the first. Kickoffel rims it all the way around. Now here's Cronin, walks inside. Rebound chance, crazy hop off the end board. And it comes free for Josh Kelpman near side. Patch Cronin shot for the rebound that time. Missed Upsall entirely, but a lively end board bounce here. And now here's another one, something to watch as this game plays on here at the St. Thomas Ice Arena. Peterson finds Josh Kelpman, now to the far side, Matt Kelpman. Touch pass in front, River Freeman poked that one and missed just to the glove side of Cody Neeson. Now here's River Freeman being held behind, cleared to the point by Patch Cronin. Long shot from Nelson, tipped in front by Josh Kelpman, doesn't get on goal. Barker can't settle at the point, pressure that time from Bronshausen. Now Nelson will send this one in before getting decked. Here's Bronshausen into the zone, dropping it back, tried to feed in front for Zach Howard, taken by River Freeman, who sends it towards the bench to nobody in particular. Hawks almost caught with too many men. Narrowly escaped that infraction. Now behind, here's Bronshausen, sets up shop, gets it to the point for Burns as a cadet goes off for a change behind. Now Barker in the corner after that long shot from Burns went wide. Freeman will flip this one out. He was caught on the wrong end of a long shift. Does not go far enough for icing, however. A masterful clear by River Freeman to allow Evian to get in on this one. Now taken by Gunderson. To the point, here's Bowman, long shot. Doesn't quite get there as Sean Burns knocked that one down. Now here's Gunderson again with 8:41 to go here in our opening frame. Bowman gives for his partner Peterson. Peterson through traffic, it's loose on the doorstep. Gunderson tries to poke it home, and it's taken by Bowman at the point now, who sends this one down. Behind the play, here's Savino. Good breakout that time. Zavarol, and he gives it for Tommy Cronin into the zone. Zavarol takes it behind. Now here's Kekhoffel. Zavarol to the point. Kurtz shoots again off the end boards. Takes a rebound to the far side corner. Now here's Bowman. Takes a hit from Zavarol, but ends up getting it to Peterson. Evian will gain the line and go off for the change. The Hawks get their top group back out there. Now here's Kurtz through center. Intercepted by Josh Kalpanen. Now here's a chance for the Cadets back. Check that actually as Cronin decides just to gain the line and send it in, go off for the chains. Doshin will take it. Near the blue line now. Drew Nelson plays this one into center. Cheney played it down with the high stick. It is signaled and called. 7:44 to go in the first. No score here on the Youth Hockey Hub. Full night of action across the state of hockey. Last night, 21 boys high school games, highlighted by Warroad's 3-0 win over Wayzata. The top teams in either class square off, and the small school gets it done. The Warriors advance to 15-0 on the year, including a win over these Hermantown Hawks, 3-1 up at the Gardens a week ago today. Now here's Dietz behind. Leads to the far side, Bronshausen holding that time is Nelson. Long shot, sticked easily into the corner by Neeson. Now Dietz behind. Far side, Bronshausen breaking it out. Now he does get it out. Howard tries to play it through near the scorer's booth. Will Estabrooks will crash on this one, send Bronshausen down. Wyatt Carlson gives for Nelson, now back Carlson. Wyatt Carlson over the line. 7:07 to go here. Shot 7-0 in favor of the Hawks. We're scoreless. Matt Kelpman tries to get it up to the point, taken there by Candon, who has all kinds of time and space. Now he'll give it back for Patch Cronin. Rink wides this one to center for Zavarol. Now Freeman with a nifty move to shake Zavril as he wanted to make sure Kohanski was onside before entering the zone. Kohanski in with Dietz in the corner. Crashing on this one is View and kickoff, and coming free with it to the near side is Tommy Cronin. Plays for his brother Patch. Now near the Hawks bench. Big hit delivered that time by the captain George Peterson on kickoff. This one will be rink wided, not far enough for icing as it's caught up to by Savino. Now Zavril on the far side. Sean Burns through center. 6:20 to go here in our opening frame. Garen Upsall settles it down for Peterson. Upsall still hasn't seen a shot on goal today. Coach Andrews has to be happy with the team defensive effort as Kate Kohanski sends this one through center. I believe that hit someone in the Hermantown bench. I think River Freeman was expecting to see this one whistle dead. And now knock on wood as it does go into the Hermantown bench. 6 minutes exactly here in the first period of play. Shots 8-0 in favor of the Hermantown Hawks. We are tied at 0. Some more scores from around the state of hockey last night. Hermantown over Moorhead 3-2 like we mentioned. Will Estabrooks with a big goal, 10 seconds remaining. Egan pulls off an upset over Eastview 3-2. And East Grand Forks with a nice Class A win over Duluth-Denfeld 5-1. Now here's Cubis battling with Will Estabrooks behind the play. Sundbaum on the near side, gives for Bowman. And now the senior Erickson over the line, tries to find Swenson far side. Pressure from Faith. And now he gives it straight to Faith, expecting a teammate to be there. That wasn't. Swenson with a good battle, and Zavril on the far side. Now taking it on the forehand, gives for Bowman near side. 5:30 to go. Erickson in with Kurtz. Now Faith will be the first to catch up to this one, send it out to neutral, and the Cadets back to Cheney. As the rest of the Cadets get their first change. Or I should say as Upsall gets his first shot, and the Cadets get the change. Now Erickson trying to get it for Sundbaum, and now is sent down that time by Howard. Now this one is sent deep. Patch Cronin takes it on the forehand, trying to take advantage of a Hawks line change through center. Zach Howard over the line. Stick pressure there from Drew Nelson. Place to the point. Dietz long shot. Goal! Brody Dietz from the point, his second of the year. St. Thomas Academy, 4:54 to go in the first. They lead it 1-0. .12:06 into our first period. Brody Dietz from the point through traffic. Don't think Upsall saw that one all the way. The junior defenseman's second goal of the season. Cadets 1, Hermantown 0. We're going to get the goal announcement from the legendary Dave Wright. Single assist goes to the freshman Cole Bronshausen, his third varsity point, second assist. Dietz from Bronhausen, 12:06. Cadets 1, Hawks 0. Now here's Cronin trying to find Zavril on the back door. Pressured into the corner. Now it's taken at the point by Patch Cronin. Walks it. Stick save made. Upsall. Rebound comes out in front for Matt Kalpanen. Can't exit the zone. Held by Burns. Now Zavril behind. Good hit that time from George Peterson. Josh Kalpanen to Carlson on the far side. Puts a move on before exiting the zone. Sends this one out to neutral. Think he wanted to change. When able to do so now as Tommy Cronin takes it. 4:05 to go. Brody Dietz's second goal of the year at 12:06 gives the Cadets the 1-0 lead over the Hawks. Kickoff will pitch and catch with Savino. Now sends this one in front. Nifty tip that time by Jimmy Zavril. But Garen Upsall sees it, makes the glove save, his third. 3:54 to go here in the first. And after all Hawks in the first half of this period, St. Thomas Academy showing some late life. They lead 1-0. Cubis and River Freeman on the draw. Freeman wins it cleanly to Nolan Barker. Rims it for Dallas View. Now he's going to try to stretch this one out for Freeman. Will go too far for icing, however, is to Cheney and Freeman. We're in a foot race. 3:46 to go. Offensive zone draw for the Cadets. Freeman wins it to the corner, taken there by Estabrooks, who's upended by the other number 9, Will Doshin. Now the Nines come together again, and this time it's Estabrooks upending Doshin. Plays it for View out to center. Jake Face settles that one down with the hand. and sends this one up into the rafters. 3:29 to go. We should get a face-off here out at neutral. Big day of hockey here in the MSHSL. Several good matchups here, of course. Hermantown St. Thomas Academy, Wayzata and Roseau up at the Roseau Memorial. Grand Rapids, Hill Murray down here at Aldrich. A few of many, many good ones across the state. Face-off comes out to true neutral, won by the Hawks. Will Estabrooks will take it. Now for Barker, stretch pass, finds River Freeman, and he was in all alone. Maybe a little bit of back pressure from Zach Howard, but he couldn't corral it, so it's a moot point. Estabrooks settles it down at center, tries to give for Kohansky with 3:09 to go here in our first frame. Near the red line, Candon battling it out with Barker. Now here's View into the zone, has some space on his backhand, centering look, tried to find Freeman, and they couldn't connect. Now breaking it back is Tommy Kurtz. Rink wide to the far side, Candon, who's over the line. Tries to center, find Bronshausen, who will regain in the near side corner. To the point, here's Dietz, already has one goal. Doesn't try to go for two, however. He rims this one down for Howard, and they end up playing a little pitch and catch. Nifty move that time by Dietz to try to get into the slot. But they lose possession to Dallas View, who sends this one in, goes for a change with 2:31 to go. Now here's Dietz. Tries to stretch this one out. It's taken by Nelson. Now sent into the zone by Ford Skida. Dietz will take it behind Neeson. Now rim to the far side. Kickoff near his own bench. To center, taken by Bowman. Now Evian sends this one in. Patch Cronin now to the near side for Zavarel. Back on the far side, Brody Dietz. Gains the line, sends it in, goes for the change. Upsall will settle it. Heavy pressure that time from kickoff. I don't think he knew he was coming now as Zavarel collapses. Zavarel to the far side, finds Sean Burns. Back down low for kickoff, rims to the near side, Savino. They go back and forth. Savino takes it again, now far side for Burns. Long shot, sticks they made. Upsall rebound. Drew Nelson clears to the corner. Precarious chance there for St. Thomas Academy. Hawks lucky to avoid anything there as the Cadets were posted up in the offensive zone. 1:37 to go. Hermantown will get their top line back out there looking for a spark here late in this one. Coach Randolph will respond. Of course, he has last change privileges here today with a home game for St. Thomas Academy with the Howard, Candon, Cole Bronshausen line. From the point, Kurtz is deflected by Josh Kalpman off the draw, taken by the other 19, Candon. Wheels to the point, sends a bank pass for Kurtz. Now gets it down low. Bronshausen held by Peterson. Bronshausen gets away, now tries to send a sharp angle look on. Skitters towards Upsalls. Candon was tied up in front with Matt Kalpman. 1:16 to go here in the first. Shots 9-6 in favor of the Hawks. They trail the Cadets 1-0. Earlier than usual start time here at St. Thomas Ice Arena, 2 o'clock Saturday puck drop. The University of Minnesota Duluth women's team's in town. As now here's a shot from the point by Faith, deflected in the netting by Upsall. But the UMD women's hockey team in town to face the recently crowned Division I members, University of St. Thomas. And now we have news just a few days ago that the University of St. Thomas will be getting a new arena expected in 2025 thanks to a generous gift from the Anderson family. $75 million will go towards a brand new on-campus arena for the St. Thomas Tommies. Under a minute to go now. Peterson settles it down for Estabrooks. Pressure from Bronshausen. Now he escapes, sends it towards his own bench. Matt Kalpman plays it through, settled down there by Tommy Cronin. Now here's Estabrooks for Peterson. The captain sends it geometrically, now finds Josh Kalpman. Had some space on his forehand. Lost the handle, goes into the corner with Faith. Now taking it behind Neeson. Touch pass through center. Here's Bronshausen, gives for Tommy Cronin. Pinched off that time by Peterson. Matt Kalpman rims it to the far side with 24 seconds to go. To center now, Dietz. Cadets were offside, so couldn't play that one down. George Peterson regains. Gets the line, sends it in, goes for the change with 13 left. Kohansky held in the corner by Dietz. Now it comes free, Cronin with 8 to go. To center, Freeman. Kohansky briefly had it, lost it, 3. Now Bronshausen, as he goes off for a change, was spun around, comes out to center, and that is how our first period will end. Brody Dietz's second goal of the year at 12:06 of the first is the lone tally in the first period. It is the St. Thomas Academy Cadets 1, Hermantown Hawks 0 after 1 period to play. We're going to take a brief break and be back here to recap the first period on the Youth Hockey Hub. And we welcome you back here from Mendota Heights, Minnesota after 17 minutes of high school hockey. It is the St. Thomas Academy Cadets 1, Hermantown Hawks 0. Will Peterson back here from the beautiful St. Thomas Ice Arena. Just 2 events in the first period of play, both for St. Thomas. 4:05 of the first, Mario Savino for interference. Adds to his team-leading penalty minute total with 28 and 29 penalty minutes. Interference, 4:05, Hermantown unable to get anything on the man advantage. And then at 12:06 of the first, Brody Dietz from the point, assist to Bronshausen as the D-man sent that one through traffic. Upsall didn't see it through. Might have hit something on the way through as well, making it a 1-0 game for the Cadets. First period shots on goal for the Hawks, 10. St. Thomas, 7. Hermantown 0 for 1 on the game's lone power play. As far as saves go, Cody Neeson with 10 in the first period of play, 135 for him on the season. Garen Upsall with 6 saves on his 7 chances. 139 saves for him on the year. The Zambonis making the laps. We'll be back here in just about 12 minutes for the second period of play from Mendota Heights, Minnesota. After 1, St. Thomas Academy 1, Hermantown 0 on the Youth Hockey Hub. And we welcome you back here from the St. Thomas Ice Arena in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. After 17 minutes of high school hockey, the 11th ranked AA St. Thomas Academy Cadets lead the number 2 Class A ranked Hermantown Hawks 1-0. Will Peterson back here on the call for Youth Hockey Hub. Of note, there's been a scoring change on the St. Thomas Academy goal. Brody Dietz still the scorer, but the assist now goes to the senior number 21, Zach Howard. His 12th assist of the year, 18th point. Goal should read Dietz from Howard at 12:06 of the first. That is our lone goal of the game. Hermantown 0 for 1 on the power play. No other numerical superiorities on either side. Lone penalty, Mario Savino at 4:05 of the first. That's all we got for you here so far. 10-7 shots so far for the Hermantown Hawks. 10 saves for sophomore Cody Neeson of the St. Thomas Academy Cadets. 6 saves for senior Garen Upsall. Hermantown, the visitors, will skate from right to left on your television screen wearing their Road Navies, white letters and numbers, gold trim. St. Thomas Academy will skate from left to right, the home team wearing their home whites with white numbering and navy trim. Both sides will be attacking towards their benches. Long change in effect here for this one. Great start for the Cadets after struggling in the first half of the period, failing to even get a shot on goal. And Hermantown, like we've seen all season long, kind of lacking that extra scoring punch in the first period of play. But that has led to some big-time second periods, most notably a 6-goal outburst against Cretin-Durham Hall opening night. We'll see if they have it in them here today. Zach Howard and Matt Kalbman come together on the draw. Howard wins it back. We're underway, period 2 here from Mendota Heights. Near the St. Thomas bench, Peterson chops that one up ahead. Now it's taken at the blue line by Camden. Plays it into the zone, taken on the near side, Esterbrookes. He wheels and fires for George Peterson. Now near side, Matt Kalbman tries to feed the high slot for Carlson. Deflects off his stick. Now back the other way to the Cadets. Here's Camden on the forehand. Centering look, finds Howard. Backhand look, he plows Upsall, and Upsall makes the save. Good work standing tall that time by the senior goaltender as he keeps Howard out of the net. Now here's Carlson sending a shot on. Stick save made. Neeson near side corner. Dietz is in there with Josh Kalpanen. Now coming in is Tommy Cronin and the Cadets into neutral ice. Bronshausen gains the line and sends it in. 46-second first shift for the Cadets' top unit. Turnover deep in their own zone as Esterbrookes can't get it through to Peterson. Now playing it behind Upsall on his glove side. Esterbrookes frees it from Kickoffel. It's played at center now by Savino. Sends this one in. Cadets offside for a moment. They tag up. Play resumes. Now here's Josh Kalpman through center. Backhand pass doesn't clear the zone. Cronin will turn and fire. Stick to side by Josh Kalpman. Out to center. It's taken by Zavarol. Now he'll send this one into the zone. Heavy forecheck pressure from St. Thomas Academy. One of the characteristics of a Mike Randolph coached hockey team. They will be hard on pucks from the start of the game to the end of it. On the backhand now, rimming it to the near side, Freeman. Collapsing his Burns, now centering up the high slot. That time was Zavarol. Trying to find Kickoffel, but couldn't. And now here's River Freeman, who's going to win a foot race against Tommy Cronin. Freeman on the backhand, goes to the forehand, held in by Zavino. Far side now, Zavarol battling for it. Kohanski turns and rims this one. Taken by Freeman, stick to side by Savino. Near side, big hit delivered by Cade Kohanski, gaining the line and sending in his Zavarol. St. Thomas will go off for a full change. Now here's Barker trying to take advantage of it. On his forehand, gets past to Cheney, sends it for View, who lost his footing but is still able to get it into the zone. Jake Faith with all kinds of time behind his goaltender. Cronin now. Tommy Cronin on his backhand. Surveys. Long shot, stick to side. Now a rebound chance comes behind. I don't think Upsall knew where that one was for a time. Up to the high slot, taken by Faith. Long shot, deflected into the corner, taken there by Mikan. 14:29 to go here in the second. St. Thomas 1, Hermantown 0. Brody Dietz's second goal of the season in the first period is our lone tally. Working through his man now. Here's Ford Skyda, loses an edge. And the Cadets will work back to Cheney, has Doshin with them. Gains the line, sends it on, stick save, Upsall. Bowman will take it now. Try to get it for View, plays it from his skate to stick, send this one high into the rafters. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Cadets with 14:03 to go here in the second. Again, we talked about this pregame, but St. Thomas Academy is 11-0 when they score 3 or more goals in a game. When they don't score 3, they're 0-5. One of the keys to the game for Hermantown, keep St. Thomas, more specifically, keep that top group led by Tommy Cronin off the score sheet. And they've done so far with the only goal from the blue line from Brody Dietz. And now over the line, here's Bowman working it in. Working it past Dietz, pressure from Patch Cronin. And now Patch will take it. Out through neutral, poked at by Carlson. Nice play there from the senior. Now tries to send this one down low for Josh Kalpman. Dietz will regain. Out to center, taken by Bowman. Near the Hawks bench, Dane Calloway lifts his glove to get out of the way of that one. Patch Cronin behind, loses out to Wyatt Carlson, who's sent down by Zach Howard. Now here's Matt Kalpinen. Surveys sent in by Zach Howard. Now he's down on the ice as Matt Kalpinen poking for it. Here's Kohanski on his backhand, feeds the high slot. One-time look for Bowman. Rebound taken behind the net now. And trying to clear it as Howard set up shop here for the Hawks. And as I say that, they exit the zone, knock on wood. But Hermantown finally with some sustained zone time, something they haven't had much of in the second half of the first and now into the second. This one off the redirect is covered by Neeson. It'll be a draw deep in the cadet zone to Neeson's blocker side with 12:49 to go here in the second. Hermantown for much of the year has been plagued by slow starts to games. Still outscoring teams in the first period, some of that granted by some of their softer Class A games. But even when they have been tied or trailing after one, not the kind of offensive outburst that Coach Andrews wants to see. This one from the point from Sean Burns is deflected up into the rafters by Cade Kohanski, so it'll be a draw deep in the Hawk zone with 12:37 to go. Cronin and Freeman on the draw. Cronin leads the Cadets in every offensive category. Now this one's sent on. Rebound chance still in front, and now they finally exit the zone. Shot from the point by Burns. Upsall goes down to his knees to make the save. Now icing's called by one, waved by another. Will play on. Estabrooks unable to exit his own zone in with Kickoffel. Now here's Estabrooks again behind. Breakout pass off the skate of Kohanski. Harassed that time by Zavril, forces the turnover. Now here's Kickoffel, turning, firing. Stick save made. Upsall who covers. 12:06 to go. St. Thomas Academy now has the edge in shots on goal. 6-2 in the second period to play. They lead the full game tally 13-12. 12:06 to go here. Off the draw, quick shot was deflected that time. Max Camden tried to get it past the glove side of Upsall. Hit a body in front. Now the Hawks' third line will work back. Evian loses out to Doshin, who will rim this one behind. Heavy pressure from Mike, and Upsall's got to be careful. He gets into the corner. Sam Swenson waiting. Kurtz sends him off. Here's Doshin. In with Barker. They play it along the half wall. And now here's George Peterson. 11:36 to go here in the second frame. Now Aaron Evian on the near side. Has Skida with him. Lost the handle. Now he's sent into the boards by Faith. Swenson now on the forehand, surveys to the point for Barker. Long shot deflected by Cole Bronshausen. A gritty play from the freshman forward. Near the Hawks bench, Skida gets the clear. Kurtz going for it behind. Plays for Faith. Now here's a stretch pass. Wide open on the blue line was the senior Zach Howard, and he couldn't get the handle on it. Would have been in all alone with Garen Upsall. Far side now, Howard in with Matt Kalpinen, poking at it. Nice play that time by Weston Bowman. Now near the St. Thomas bench, Jake Faith pokes at it, sends it in, goes for the change. Bowman plays it behind, hit there by Camden. Now here's Josh Kalpman sent down along the far side. Battling there with Dietz. Behind the cage, Nolan Barker will break this one out for Josh Kalpman. Hawks finally get it out of their own end. Bowman gets into the offensive zone and rims this one down low. Howard will take it, sends it to the far side. Held at the point by Nelson, who fanned on that one. Comes free up the high slot, taken by Bronshausen, who will send this one the distance. 10:19 to go now. Centering pass, and a dangerous centering pass across the slot. Now they're going to try to make him pay for it. That one misses just the blocker side of Upsall. Sent on by the defenseman Patch Cronin. And now here's the Hawks working back. St. Thomas clinging to that one-goal lead, something you'll see Mike Randolph do a lot when he gets a lead even this early into the game, making sure they keep that third guy high when they're entering the zone, limit their chances. Now here's kickoff, will back shoot, big blocker save made, Garen Upsall. Waffle boarded away by the senior netminder, keeps it a 1-goal game. Now Kohanski back, tripped up through neutral, no call coming, taken by Kickoffel, who sends this one in. Upsall settles it down, just made his 14th save of the night and his biggest one, most impressive one so far. Kickoffel was in all alone. Big time blocker save made by the 6-foot-tall senior netminder. Far side Savino, played with the high stick by Peterson, goes into the bench. We'll see where they take this one, and they're going to take it to center. I thought that one was deflected off the high stick of George Peterson. Evidently, the ref saw it differently. Mikey Mikan. And Ford Skyda on the draw. Skyda wins it back. Now it's taken by Mikan. Down near the public address announcer, Dave Wright, voice of the state high school hockey tournament for the better part of 3 decades. Here's a long shot sent on. It was deflected in front, crossed up Upsall. And now this one's taken out to center. To Cheney. Gets it through to Mikan, who tries to send it in. Heavy pressure from the speedy Sam Swenson. And now here's Will Doshin on the far side. Cuts into the slot, was deflected by Peterson. Skitters harmlessly to the glove side of Upsall. And now this one on the near side is played up into the netting. 8:49 to go. Hermantown still with just 2 shots on goal in the second period to St. Thomas's 8. 1-0 Cadets. Off the draw, played to the wing. That time it's the defenseman, Drew Nelson. As Barker plays it up top, loses it to Howard. As again, the Hawks' tendency to send breakout passes over the high slot has come back to bite them as St. Thomas keeps that third guy high. Here's Carlson back. Sends this one in. Hawks have their top line out there against the top group led by Zach Howard for the Cadets. Now here is Howard. Gives for Braunhausen. This one's flipped out to center. Now here's a chance back. Candon on the breakaway. Candon, big save made Upsall. Another busted coverage for the Hawks blue line. Garen Upsall once again saves their bacon. 8:14 to go here in the second. So far this year, Garen Upsall has played his biggest games when the Hawks needed them the most. A 20-plus save shutout against East Grand Forks was the highlight of his year so far, and it came in the game where the Hawks struggled offensively. They're going to need a similar effort, and they've got a similar effort from them so far here today as they struggle to find Twine. Bowman breaks it out. Here's View, a high arcing pass through center. Pressure from Kohanski. They're offside, however, as Swenson was a little too antsy on that one. 7:52 face off at neutral. Be sure to tune into the Youth Hockey Hub Twitter feed tonight, where I will have my thrice weekly video segment, the Up North Report, recapping Section 7 and 8's best games. It's been a fun little project on the Youth Hockey Hub as the network continues to expand their already massive media coverage. Far side near the Hawks bench, View poking at it, coming free with it. And sending it is to Cheney. Now a foot race between Doshin and Peterson, which Peterson wins. Backhands it to the near side into the blue line. Now here's Kohanski back into neutral. Over the line. What a move. Cade Kohanski moves in. Pad save made by Neeson. Cade Kohanski, recently returning from a wrist injury, almost just tied this game at 1, but Neeson stands tall. From the point, here's Barker. Long shot. Lively rebound off the end board. Sharp angle look from Dallas View. Goes across the crease. Now here's Freeman far side. Cade Kohanski with the greatest scoring chance thus far for the Hermantown Hawks, but can't find the back of the net. Now here's Doshin near his own bench, puts a nice little one-touch move on to actually send it too far, as here's Skyda sending it down low for Barker. Tries to stretch that one out. Good play by Candon to knock it down. Pressure from Bronshausen. Now the Hawks work back. Skyda to the far side for Freeman. Gets through his man near the Hawks bench. Freeman on the forehand. Sharp angle look. Tries to get it across for George Peterson. And now back with it is Candon, one-on-one with Bowman. Candon. Good stick play that time by Bowman to break up that rush with 6:21 to go here in the second. Burns for his partner Savino, now breaking it up for Bronshausen. Into the zone, over the line is Candon, sending it down low, where George Peterson is all tangled up with Zach Howard as the captains come together. Now here's Matt Kalpanen touching it up ahead. Wyatt Carlson through space, lost out briefly. Hawks by some miracle remain onside as there was all kinds of commotion at the blue line. He's now sending around to the near side as Kurtz holding the zone. Weston Bowman, pressure from Howard. Wyatt Carlson from the half wall, poked into the corner by Neeson. Now far side half wall, Zavarol sends it out as Matt Kalpanen lays a hit. The 17s come together. Drew Nelson through center. Now here's a 2-on-0 look for the Hermantown Hawks. Kalpanen to Carlson, and they can get a shot off. Busted coverage late. Now here's another one. Kickoff will back on the backhand, and he plows Garrett Upsall. Not the first time that's happened here today. Absolute mayhem on both ends as neither side really seems to want to batten down the hatches on the blue line. But kickoff will in all alone after the Hawks had a 2-on-0 the other way with Matt Kalpanen and Wyatt Carlson. Kickoff will cherry picking on the blue line, gets a chance, can't get a shot off, runs into Upsall, net dislodged. We pause, 5:22 to go. Shot 17-13 in favor of St. Thomas Academy. They lead 1-0. Off the draw, played in front of the crease. Upsall pokes at it. Now here's View into neutral. Now working it over the line. Will Esterbrook's just a little bit too antsy to get into the play. 5:12 to go, neutral zone draw. St. Thomas Academy last year fell in the Section 3 semifinals to Eastview, a thrilling overtime game at Braemar Arena. What was really a tragedy as Max Nagel tore his Achilles. Preseason would have been a Mr. Hockey candidate, if not favorite. Now he's skating with the Madison Capitals of the USHL and will end up heading to Colgate University where he will soon be joined by Tommy Cronin. This one's sent for icing, 4:58. The other side, the Hawks mostly healthy, spare Henry Peterson, but the return of Cade Kohansky just adds a different element to the Hawks offense. They have a lot of power skaters, but Cade Kohansky, really that finesse guy that can make things happen. And we saw him make things happen in on the breakaway, just couldn't get the shot off. Tommy Cronin dismissed from the face-off circle, replaced by Lucas Kickoffel. Sunbaum wins the draw cleanly. Now here's Esterbrook's working it down the half wall, now driving it in front. Mason Sunbaum, who scored the game tire last night against Moorhead, stretches it. Now Zavarol in with Kickoffel, battling for it. Upsall comes out of his crease to play it. Now here's Cronin in the high slot, turns, fires, save made Upsall. Rebound up into the netting, 4:39. Outside of a few busted coverages, a great period of defensive hockey for Coach Randolph's side. After securing the early lead, they might just be happy to play a defensive brand of hockey as they have allowed just 3 shots on goal here in the second. Deep in his own zone, breaking it up now is Howard. Over the line, taking it is Bronshausen. Drop pass back, now a long shot from the far side sent by Kickoffel. This one's played in front and off to the side. Bronshausen in with Howard. Candon in to help out as well. Now at the point, Dietz. Now it's going to be a foot race between Dietz and Freeman. Freeman's going to win it. He's hooked by Dietz with no call. Trying to win the foot race was River Freeman, who's going to go off for a change. Dietz held him up. No penalty is called. Still just the one penalty from the first period is Savino for interference at 4:05. Now here's Zach Howard back. On the forehand, has the edge, centering look. He had Candon up top, and Candon couldn't get the handle. Now here's Bronshausen through neutral. Where's the hit from Matt Kalpanen? Josh Kalpanen will take it and take the hit from Candon. Now here's George Peterson. Over the line, try to get it down low for Matt Kalpanen. Pressure from Sean Burns. And now this one's going to be sent into the netting. 3:30 to go here in the second. Offensive zone draw for the Hawks. They trail the St. Thomas Academy Cadets 1-0. High school hockey here on the Youth Hockey Hub. If you need something else to tune into here in this Saturday night, if you're not into the NFL playoffs, plenty of good youth hockey on the Youth Hockey Hubs. The Squirtacular taking place. Now here's Carlson, high slot. That one was deflected into the corner. Tommy Cronin will take it now, where the hit from Josh Kalpanen. Far side, Zavarol gets it back for Tommy Cronin. Over the line on the forehand. What a move by Cronin. Kicks this one in front. Now it's still loose, and Nelson will have it. Kalpanen, far side, Wyatt Carlson pinched off by Savino, who plays it near the blue line. Now up ahead, Cronin. Tried to get it through for kickoff. Intercepted by Esterbrooks now, 2:55 to go. Stretches it for View. Now he sends this one through. No icing as Kurtz will take over behind Neeson. Cody Neeson hasn't been real active here in the second period, just 3 saves, but he's been sharp all around. On the other side, Garen Upsall just as sharp, 17 saves on 18 chances. Kohanski, near side Nelson. 2:29 to go here in our second frame. Kurtz will take it on his backhand. Now here's Cade Kohanski on the far side. Pressure from Cronin, who knocks him off the puck. Now taking it is Kurtz out through center to Cheney. Tried to stretch for Doshin. Now a foot race between Doshin and View, which Doshin will win. View sends a nice hit on. But Doshin's able to get to the far side for Mikey Mikan to the point now. Long shot that time from Patch Cronin. Now here's a centering look, sticked into the slot by Upsall. And now held by Jake Faith. Back down low and up to the high slot. Faith, far side, long shot. Misses to the blocker side of Upsall. Patch Cronin that time. Once again taken behind. Here's Barker. Finds Kohanski, 1:37 to go here in the second. Works it through space. Kohanski on his forehand. Patch Cronin holds him up. Aaron Evian fresh off the bench. Fresh set of legs for the Hermantown Hawks. Now here's Jake Faith, the defenseman. Gives for Bronshausen. Now Skyda with 1:16 to go here in our second period. Hawks looking for some kind of offensive life. Good puck battle here on the near side. It's won by the captain, Howard. And the Cadets will work back. Howard for Camden. Far side, one-time look. It's loose in front and played back to the point. 1 minute to go here. Played in the slot. Here's Howard. Weaves his way through. He's sent off by Bowman. Another blocked shot that time by Bowman. Good play by the junior defenseman. Now near the St. Thomas Academy bench. Patch Cronin battling for it. Now here's Aaron Evian. Plays it just too far for River Freeman, but he still has Ford Skyda out in front. Tried to get it through to him. It was deflected that time by Zach Howard. Check that, actually, Brody Dietz. And now here's Skyda on the wraparound centering look, and River Freeman can't put it home. Freeman had at least half of the net open, but had his stick held up in front by a Cadet defender. 23 seconds to go here in the second. St. Thomas Academy goes for a full change. Hawks look to take advantage. Here's Carlson at neutral, 15 seconds now. St. Thomas Academy just trying to freeze this one and put an end to this second period. Still battling for it with 5 seconds to go. Now here's Carlson. He'll just rim it around, and that will do it for our second period. St. Thomas Academy battens down the hatches. A couple chances for either side, neither able to put any of them home. Brody Dietz's second goal of the season is still the lone goal in this contest. Shots 18-13 in favor of the St. Thomas Academy Cadets. It is 1-0. High school hockey here in the Youth Hockey. We'll be back here in just a moment to recap the second period. And back here from Mendota Heights, St. Thomas Ice Arena, home of the St. Thomas Tommies, also home of the St. Thomas Academy Cadets, who hold a 1-0 lead over the Hermantown Hawks. Will Peterson back here on the Call for Youth Hockey Hub. It's been a good one so far. The lone tally came in the first period. Brody Dietz, his second goal of the year from the blue line, well screened in front. Zach Howard, the single assist, now ties Tommy Cronin's team lead in assists with 12 each, 12:06 of the first. Still just the one penalty the game. Savino of STA for interference at 4:05 of the first. Hermantown 0 for 1 on the power play, not much else to report. Second period shots on goal for Hermantown 3. Game total of 13. A great defensively structured period by Coach Randolph Sands. A couple of bizarre defensive breakdowns that allowed Hermantown to get a 2-on-0, but they didn't get a shot off. Also, Kate Kohansky with a breakaway look, but couldn't get it past the goaltender Neeson, who has been rock solid. St. Thomas Academy 11 second period shots for a game total of 18. And no scoring in the second period of play. Garen Upsall, second period, 11 saves and all 11 shots seen. He has 17 saves out of his 18 chances on the day. Cody Neeson stops all 3 of his opportunities, 13 saves on the day. Coach Randolph's Cadets team really playing a sound defensive game, not allowing the Hawks to get much inside. We'll see what kind of locker room adjustments Coach Andrews makes on the Hermantown side. Zambonis is making the rounds. We'll be back here in just about 12, 13 minutes for the third period and what should be a good finish. St. Thomas Academy 1, Hermantown 0, high school hockey here on the Youth Hockey Hub. And we welcome back here, Mendota Heights, Minnesota, St. Thomas Ice Arena. After 34 minutes of high school hockey, the St. Thomas Academy Cadets lead the Hermantown Hawks 1-0. Will Peterson back here on the call. Your lone goal scorer, Brody Dietz of the St. Thomas Academy Cadets at 12:06 of the first period, single assist to Zach Howard, the senior. Time 12:06, one penalty, Mario Savino, interference at 4:05 of the first. Hawks unable to capitalize. And that is where we stand. We talked about fun stats earlier. STA 11-0 when they score 3 or more, 0-5 when they don't. And as it stands, I'm trying to find, I'm on the MN Hockey Hub website, scrolling through trying to find when the last time the Hermantown Hawks got shut out was. And I've made it to 2016. And I have not found a shutout, or for that matter, a scoreless tie even. And we're getting back to the days of Cole Koepke and Wyatt Ahmet here. So to say this loss would be, here it is. I have found it. December 18th, 2015, against Minnetonka, a 3-0 final from Pago Activity Center. So there you have it, folks. Hermantown, if they're unable to get anything to go here, they're on the verge of snapping over a 7-year streak of scoring goals in hockey games. Shots 18-13 in favor of St. Thomas Academy. They will skate from right to left on your television screen, your mobile device, however you join us here today. Wearing their home whites, white numbers, navy trim. Hermantown will skate from left to right in their road navies, white numbers and letters, gold trim. Upsall returns to his post, 17 saves, 18 chances. Cody Neeson to the right of your screen, 13 saves on all 13 of his chances. Have to imagine Coach Andrews lit into his guys in the locker room. We'll see if they come out for the third period with a little bit of fire under their bellies. Matt Kalpman and Zach Howard meet again on the draw, and we're underway. And would you look at that, Sam Swenson has moved up to the first line. So Coach Andrews doing some line shuffling here. Wyatt Carlson tries to center that one on the far side. Big hit delivered by Matt Kalpman. Shot from the point, blocker save made Neeson, and the Hawks are flying here in the first 17 seconds. Long shot from the point, Esterbrooks. To the near side now, Swenson tries to center it. Can't find Carlson. It's cleared by Dietz. It'll go the distance for icing. 16:31 to go, first stoppage of the third. Hawks get their first shot of the period. So Josh Kalpanen has been bumped down to the second group, joined by Kohansky and View. Swenson now on the first line, which means we would presume that River Freeman is on the third. And I suspect we will get confirmation here in a couple minutes when the third line makes their first shift of the period. Here's Savino over the line, sends this one on. Steered into the corner. Now here's View. Turns and fires a blind pass out to center. Held there by Savino, who will clear it again. Burns on the far side. Now this one will go for icing as View tried to rink wide at 16:07 to go. Suspect to see a lot of dump and chase from Coach Randolph's Cadets team as they cling to this 1-goal lead. They played a very successful defensive game in the second period, conceding just 3 shots on goal. Expect to see more of the same here in the third. Long shot now, stick save made Upsall. Jake Faith from the point that time. Kalpanen couldn't clear, that being Josh Kalpanen. And now here's Candon, who's tripped up by Josh Kalpanen. Actually, he fell under his own weight, they're gonna say, because now Kohansky works back. View on the near side, gives for Kohansky, turns and fires on the backhand, and it's regained by Bronshausen. Not the 22 he was looking for. He wanted George Peterson. Bowman near his own bench. Chipped up ahead by Kalpanen. Now taken by Peterson and Bowman. Behind Upsall. 15:25 to go here in the third. Hermantown needing a goal. View gets over the red line and sends it in. Now here's Freeman as the third line makes their way onto the ice. Here's a centering look up the slot. Aaron Evie was collapsing, and it caught Neeson off guard, but he makes the save. Good save by Cody Neeson, his 15th of the night, to keep this one a 1-goal game. Now Doshin loses out to Freeman, and the Hawks back. Aaron Evian fresh off that chance. Tried to center for Skida. Geometrically for River Freeman. Shot from the points deflected in front by Evian, who's tied up. Now he's going to have a chance to poke it home, and he's all sorts of tangled up with Brody Dietz. Now this one's going to be cleared by Patch. Cronin will go the distance for icing, 14-42. And the shuffled lines now as the first line's back out there. Swenson with Carlson and Kalpanen. Seems to have given Hermantown some new life offensively. Second line out there for the Cadets, and we're going to put second line in heavy quotations because Tommy Cronin's the center, and he is not a second line caliber player. But Coach Randolph opting to get more of a gritty defensive focused line out there first to thwart other teams' high flyers. Out to neutral, sent in by Nelson. Heavy pressure from Matt Kalpman as it's played behind by Camden. Now near side half wall, Zavero gives it up. Here's Tommy Cronin over the line. On the forehand, tries to work around Nelson. Backhands it out front. Sam Swenson will take it. Has a streaking. Wyatt Carlson feeds him. Wyatt Carlson in all alone. Blocker save made Neeson. Now Carlson's tripped up. No call back the other way. Neeson in, or excuse me, Cronin in on a one-on-one. Tries to get around Nelson but can't. What a save on the other end by Cody Neeson. His 17th of the game keeps it. A 1-0 Cadets lead. To the point now, long shot, rebound chance out in front. Upsall is able to get out and smother it. Tommy Kurt sent that one on, 13:45 to go here in the third. Shots 2017 in favor of St. Thomas Academy. They lead this one 1-0. Third line for St. Thomas Academy centered by Mikey Mikan. Cade Kohansky centers the second group now as he wins the draw and plays this one out. Kohansky, 2-on-1 with Josh Kalpman. They try to go back and forth, and Josh Kalpman can't get it back through. Kurt's trying to work it out now. To Cheney up ahead, taken by Bowman. Now here's Esterbrooks. Kurtz and Kohansky. Now to Cheney, to the far side, Faith near his own bench. Over the red line, sends it in, stick to the corner by Upsall. Esterbrooks getting piggybacked by Mikan. As now Doshin sends it to the near side. Patch Cronin rims it back down low. STA playing the possession game here. To the point for Faith. Now to Cheney. Long shot, scores! Jordan to Cheney from the point beats Upsall on the blocker side. The senior forward gets his 7th goal of the year. 13 minutes remaining in the third. St. Thomas Academy 2, Hermantown 1. Excuse me, Hermantown 0. Exactly 4 minutes into our third period of play. Jordan to Cheney from the point. Beats Upsall cleanly blocker side. We're going to get the goal announcement from Dave Wright. Time of the goal is 4 minutes. The assists go to Faith and Mikan. To Cheney from Faith and Mikan, 4 minutes. St. Thomas Academy now with a 2-goal lead. On the far side, Bronshausen gives near side Patch Cronin through center. Tries to find Zach Howard. Bronshausen lost his stick behind the play. Comes out to center. Patch Cronin sends that one and goes off for the change. Upsall will settle it down. Now Barker for Evian. Up ahead for Ford Skida. Dietz will send this one in, go off for a change himself, taking on the far side kickoff. Back down low, Zaverl. 12 minutes exactly, shots 21-17 in favor of the Cadets. Long shot, rebound chance near side, taken by Sunbaum. To center for Zavino. Back down low, here's Nelson for Sunbaum. Nice touch pass ahead through space for Kalpman, Matt Kalpman, who lost out to Cronin. Now here's Tommy Cronin, tries to put a move on his man. Zavino loses it to Carlson, who's in a one-on-one now with Burns. Carlson to the slot, shot deflected into the corner by Burns. Nice play there from the D-man. Comes free up high. Here's Cronin. Bowman overcommitted. They've got a chance for an odd man rush, which is thwarted by the defenseman George Peterson. Great play there from the captain. Back out to center, sent in by Faith. Kickoff is offside, has to tag up. And it's taken now by George Peterson. 11-11 remaining here in the third. Jordan Tuchaney's 7th goal of the season. Has the Cadets in front by 2. Now Peterson's held up behind. Will Doshin. Battling for it, coming free is Kohanski. 10:52 now. Kohanski, stretch pass, tried to find view. Near the Cadets bench, taken there by Faith. Back down low, Bowman. Full change for the Cadets. They look to take advantage. Good play that time by Kohanski to tip it in. Hawks with chance now on the forecheck. Taken behind by Patch Cronin. Now here's Josh Kalpanen. Battling for it, near side corner. Up to the point. Camden takes it out. Now it's Estabrooks tangled up with Howard. Good play there by Estabrooks. Getting into the zone now, Bronshausen on his backhand. Sticked aside by Estabrooks. Back to the point. Patch Cronin will chip that one back in on the backhand. Bronshausen will rim it now. St. Thomas Academy more or less playing a game of keep away here as they look to preserve this 2-goal lead. Kohanski now all kinds of time and space. Gives for View, who backhands that one out of play. We'll get a face-off deep in the Hawks zone. 9:55 to go. Jordan Tuchaney's 7th goal of the season, 4 minutes into the third period. St. Thomas 2, Hermantown 0 on the Youth Hockey Hub. Second line for STA, third for Hermantown. Shot from the point is still loose in front. Good play by Peterson to break it out. Now the Hawks back. Aaron Evian works it onto his backhand. Now into the high slot, out to center. River Freeman didn't know he had Cronin behind him, but was able to work it into the zone nonetheless. On his backhand, works it in front. Save made. Good work that time by Neeson to seal the post, and it's free to the far side corner. The 14s come together. Evian and Tommy Cronin. Tommy Cronin wins this one. The near side, Zavarol. Out through center, taken by Kickoffel. Gains the line, sends it in. Kickoffel and Nelson in a foot race. Nelson wins it. Now it's Freeman. 9:16 to go here in our third period. Stretch pass. Wyatt Carlson, breakaway look. Carlson shoots it high. Misses high into the blocker side of Cody Neeson. And you cannot score if you don't hit the net, and Wyatt Carlson failed to do just that. Far side. Kalpanen. In with Tommy Cronin, coming free behind his Faith. 8:51 now. Zavarol. Now Kohanski tried to chip it up off the glass, neglected that there is no glass, and puts it into the St. Thomas bench. 8:46 here in the third. Shots 23-18 in favor of the home side. Tommy's 2. Tommy's, boy, I'm thinking college now. Cadets 2, Hawks 0. Clean win for the center man, Kalpanen. It's Wyatt Carlson on the far side. Tries to put it through his man, Dietz, but can't. And it's Bowman regaining now. 8:34. Hawks need some kind of offensive life here, whether it be a special teams opportunity or just getting a goal to go. Need to find a way to get themselves back in this game. Near side, Kohanski. Through center, Wyatt Carlson. Over the line, pressure from Dietz, loses control, and now it's Kohanski again. Sends it back for Bowman. Now here's Swenson, fresh set of legs off the bench, takes it on his backhand, works into the slot, shot misses glove side, rebound chance he can't control, and now the Cadets work back. Now here's a bad turnover, gives for Josh Kalpanen on his backhand, works it through Patch Cronin. A bad defensive zone turnover for the Cadets ultimately does not cost them as the Hawks can't get a shot off. Now Dallas View's late getting back, so Sam Swenson's zone entry will be whistled dead. 7:48 to go here in the third. Shots are 6-5 in favor of STA here in the third. They lead 2-0. Next game for both these sides will be on the 24th. Both of them will be home contests. As now here's View working it down low. Hermantown will go across the Bong Bridge in the Duluth Superior Port to take on the Superior Spartans. St. Thomas Academy will travel to Hastings, to one of my favorite barns in the state, the beautiful Arc there in Hastings. Now here's Howard working back. Stick down by Upsall as Howard wanted to get it through and send a shot on, but Upsall will cover it in front regardless. 7:26 to go here. Draw in the Hawks zone. Coach Andrews, I guess he doesn't have a say in it, as now it's to the point. I should say Coach Randolph is liking the second versus third line look, as now here's a cadet defender, loses his footing. Here's Skydeback, trying to get across for Freeman, and it's knocked down. Now here's Kickoffel. As I was saying, Coach Randolph was really liking rolling that second line out against the Hawks' third line when Coach Andrews sends him out. He's put Cronin out against him several times here. Now on the far side, here's Cronin, almost just beat Upsall cleanly, glove side, but it goes high. Out to center, Patch Cronin now. Estabrooks with time and space. Banks it up ahead for Evian. Plays it at his feet as he's sent down by Kickoffel. Goes off for the change. 6:41 to go here in regulation. Zavril now on the backhand out to center, 6:34. Bank pass taken by Nelson, who's over the line. Back out to center, played down with the hand by Carlson. It'll be whistled dead. Face-off will come all the way down, 6:22. Shots 25-18 in favor of the home side. Cadets 2, Hawks 0 on the Youth Hockey Hub. Again, if my research serves me correctly, the last time the Hermantown Hawks were shut out was December 18th, 2015, a Friday night contest at the Pago Activity Center in Minnetonka. From the point, Savino, long shot, goes off the end boards behind, and again, Hermantown suffered another historic loss a week ago today as they lost to a Class A team in the regular season for the first time in over 10 years. Far side now. Camden mixing it up with Drew Nelson, gives for Carlson. Rink wides it now for Bowman. Goes too far for him. Savino sends it in. Under 6 minutes to go here. Hermantown needs 2 goals to force an overtime session. Sam Swenson over the line. Into the corner, pressured there by Patch Cronin. Working it behind the play now, Wyatt Carlson comes free to the slot. Sam Swenson plays it up. George Peterson can't hold. Peterson near side Barker. Gains the line, rims it all the way around. Will be taken there by Dietz with pressure from Swenson. Down low view. 5:27 to the point for Peterson. Here's View again. Barker up high, sends a shot on, stomach save made by Cody Neeson, his 19th of the game with 5:18 to go. Hermantown needs a goal. They need a goal quick. They're down by 2 here on the Youth Hockey Hub. .318 seconds remaining here for Mendota Heights. To the point. Peterson can't hold, gives for Barker. Touch pass up ahead as Josh Kaupman sends this one in. Now here's Patch Cronin on the near side. Dietz sends it out to center. Barker holds. Hawks are offside momentarily. They tag, and the Cadets back. Tommy Cronin, they will be offside on the zone entry. Kickoff got in a little too soon. Neutral zone draw, 4:53. Coach Andrews still has the utility of his timeout, should he want to use it. Would imagine that would come in a late game special team scenario, or if they're able to pop one, maybe get that goalie pulled as Upsall would head to the bench. Near side Freeman. Banks it up ahead. It's batted down with a stick by Savino, and Skyda works it into the zone. Now Nelson for his partner Estabrooks. With pressure from Doshin, he turns it over to Cheney. Oh, he almost worked it around his man, but loses out to Nelson, who's back with a full head of steam. Hermantown is going to have to play a little bit more of a swashbuckling kind of game here down the stretch if they want to get some offense generated. And their defensemen, I should say, have been more than willing to jump up into the rush. Now this one will go for icing, 4:07. Shots on goal in the third, 7-6 in favor of St. Thomas Academy. Although Hermantown has had a couple A1 chances, they just haven't been able to get home. Top lines out for both sides, Zach Howard and Matt Kalpanen. And now Kelpton will be dismissed from the draw, replaced by Carlson. One cleanly played to the point for Cronin. Sends it down low. It's deflected to the glove side of Upsall. Now here's Matt Kelpton trying to work it out. It's thwarted there by Howard. Back into his own end, takes it. That time it's Dietz. He sends it on, and it's deflected into his own Braunhausen. Far side. Carlson gets it up for Matt Kelpton. Does not have numbers, and he is laid out at open ice by Dietz. Now back in his own end, Bowman. 3:40 to go here. Bank pass. Would go for icing, and it does as it goes just wide of the goaltender, Neeson. 3:35 to go now. 215 seconds for Coach Andrews' Hermantown Hawks to get 2 goals on the board if they want to, at the very least, force an overtime period. St. Thomas Academy. From here we'll go, like we said, and now here's a centering look off the draw. We're going to go from here to Hastings, host Prior Lake, then Tartan, Matamidi, Stillwater, Hill Murray, Two Rivers, and Maple Grove to round out their season as they hope to get back to the state tournament after a brief hiatus last year after they lost to Eastview in the section semis. Near side now with 3:08 to go. Swenson pokes it up ahead. Cronin sends it in, 3:02 to go. We'll keep an eye on the goaltender Upsall for you, let you know when he has left his post. Zavro in on the pinch, sends this one down low, 2:50 to go. Hawks are unable to get it out of their own end, much less set up shop down on the other end. Nearly impossible to get any offense going here. View in all alone, sends a shot on, glove save made, Neeson, 2:38 to go. And might we see Upsall make his way out of the goal? He's going to circle and evidently remain. Now Hermantown on the other side will go, as I have actually taken down the schedule page, but they will have, and now Coach Andrews does use a timeout. And I stand corrected, it is Coach Randolph who signals for it, calls it. So both sides will have the utility of the timeout here. So Hermantown will go from here. They will go at Superior, at Proctor, and then a week from today, the Hockey Day Minnesota festivities against Matamidi over at White Bear Lake. Then a Lake Spirit Conference matchup with Totino, or excuse me, with Cloquet. Then they will host Totino. Section 7 matchup with Rock Ridge. A game against a very solid Benilde St. Margaret squad. They will host Chaska and host Grand Rapids to round out their season. .238 now, shots 25-20 on the game. Your scorers, St. Thomas Academy, Brody Dietz from Zach Howard at 12:06 of the first. Jordan Ticheney from Jake Faith and Mikey Mikan at 4 minutes of the third to make it a 2-0 game. Lone penalty was at 4:05 of the first, Mario Savino for interference. Hermantown has the game's lone man advantage, and they were unable to find the back of the net. 2:38. Garen Upsall is out of his goal. Empty net now. 6 skaters for the Hermantown Hawks. It is their top group, plus Dallas View out there. The Cadets win the draw. They're going to rim this one. Unable to hold the point. No, they're actually going to wave offsides. Now here's kickoff. Is going to turn and fire, and that one's going to go just wide for icing, 2:25. So Hermantown, not exactly what they probably drew up during that timeout, but they're no worse for the wear. They're just a few seconds later now on this draw. 13 seconds after the initial face-off, they'll do it all over again. Cade Kohansky lines up in the slot. Tommy Cronin wins the draw once again, so it's an irrelevant point. Now a foot race between kickoff when Carlson comes out to center. Take now Esterbrooks. 2:15 to go. Kohansky, glove down by Cronin, has the empty net and misses. I think that one might have grazed the post as Tommy Cronin would have had his 19th goal of the season. Esterbrooks, pressure from Kickoffel. taken out. Peterson shakes his man. He's going to turn it up. Under 2 minutes to go now. Out to center. It's held down with the skate by Cronin. Turns, fires, has the empty net, hits it. Tommy Cronin's 19th goal of the season comes on the empty net, and the St. Thomas Academy Cadets are going to win this hockey game. Cadets 3, Hawks 0. Empty net goal, Tommy Cronin, 15:09 of the third. St. Thomas Academy is going to advance to 12-5, a big-time win for the Cadets. Now let's get the goal announcement. Unassisted. 15:09, time of the goal. Garen Upsall returns to his post. Not a whole lot he could have done today. He played very, very well. Was beat cleanly once, was screened another time. On the other side, Cody Neeson, too much for the Hawks offense to handle. And to be fair, Hawks not exactly picking corners today, but a very, very solid game by Neeson nonetheless. 1:16 to go now. Hawks mostly just playing for pride at this point. This one is turned and fired by Ticini. It is going to be gloved down by Upsall, shot number 27 of the game for the St. Thomas Academy Cadets, who are going to win this hockey game. Cadets 3, Hawks 0 on the Youth Hockey Hub. Tied up on the draw. To the near side, Savina will send that one down low. Now Bronshausen takes over. Under 1 minute to go now. Here's Nelson working back. 3-on-2 look, Evian, and they're going to be offside on the entry with 54.2 ticks to go. So again, St. Thomas, their next few matchups, the 24th at Hastings, 26th at home with Prior Lake, and then they will host Tartan a week from today. Hermantown will head to Superior on the 24th, to Proctor on the 26th, before playing in Hockey Day, Minnesota on the 28th at White Bear Lake. Near side now. St. Thomas rolling out their fourth line. As here's Thilmany. Through center, taken now by Nelson. Pressure from Nico Russ. Now here is Russ on the backhand, has an angle, sends a soft backhand look on goal. A glove save made Upsall, 29.9 to go here. So St. Thomas Academy coming at number 11 in the YHH staff rankings. Have to imagine that they could stake a claim to a higher position now with a big-time win over Hawks squad, and Hermantown at number 2. Don't think they've done enough to lose their number 2 ranking, but they do have Matamidai nipping at their heels to potentially claim that 2 spot, I should say, especially with the Hockey Day Minnesota matchup looming. Far side corner with 10 seconds to go. Carlson will play this one ahead and have it on the forehand, loses out to Patch. Cronin take near the Cadets bench. Hit delivered there, and that will do it. From Mendota Heights, St. Thomas Academy statement win over the Hermantown Hawks. They shut out the Hermantown Hawks for the first time since December 18th, 2015. The St. Thomas Academy Cadets win the hockey game 3-0. A dominant defensive showing from St. Thomas Academy as they conceded just 3 shots on goal in the second, 7 in the third period of play. Brody Deeds got the scoring started with a screened shot from the near side point to make it a 1-0 game. Jordan Ticini 4 minutes into the second period, or into the third period rather, to make it 2-0 as the Hawks offense was buzzing in that first 4 minutes, but really sapped the momentum. And then the future Colgate commit Tommy Cronin with his 19th of the year empty net goal unassisted to end this one. Just the 1 penalty, Mario Savino for interference at 4:05 of the first. Hermantown unable to get anything to go on that power play. 10 shots in the third period for the Cadets, game total 28. 7 shots in the third for the Hawks, game total of 20. Goaltenders, Garen Upsall with a mighty fine game in goal. 25 saves on his 27 chances. And for St. Thomas Academy's Cody Neeson, He picks up his second shutout of the season, second shutout of his career. He will move to 5-3 as he posted the 20-save shutout. Garen Upsall loses just his second game of his high school career. The other one came his sophomore year up at the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids. So tough blow for Upsall, but far from his fault here in this one, as he is continuing to make this goaltending decision for Coach Andrews that much harder in this season. Well, that's going to do it here. St. Thomas Academy with a convincing 3-0 win as they stifle the Hawks offense for the first time since December of 2015. Again, it is St. Thomas Academy 3, Hermantown 0. For the entire YHH cast and crew, Will Peterson here from St. Thomas Ice Arena, Mendota Heights. Hawks 0, Cadets 3. Good night.